Hi, my name is Andy Zhang with Direct Access Marketers, and today I'm going to show you a proven high converting Facebook ad strategy that you can use to schedule your next 90 new patients. So I'm going to be providing all the valuable insights in your messaging, your targeting, your ad setup, your creative, everything that you'll need to create a high converting Facebook ad, to the scheduling process and to the weekly optimizations. So if that sounds good, then I'm going to dive in. The first question that might be in your mind right now is you're wondering if you can really get new patients with Facebook ads properly and consistently. So here are some of the common misconceptions that practice owners usually go through. They tell us that they've tried Facebook ads before, but they never worked, or they paid an agency thousands of dollars and they didn't really see a return on their investment. Or if you've never tried Facebook ads before, you may not think that you can even find your ideal patients on Facebook, right? So I'm going to show you how you can actually get these guys, these leads that are opting in, raising their hands and wanting to speak to you rather you having to chase them down. So these are the three most common reasons that practice owners fail with Facebook advertising to begin with. First, your ads are not optimized to convert high quality leads, which means that in your messaging, you're not explaining the benefits well enough, or your copywriting is just not there to elicit enough emotion for them to actually want to speak to you, right? So sometimes what we'll see is these practice owners, they'll launch the ad and then they'll have some leads coming in, but when the front desk tries to call and schedule them, they get ghosted, right? They go cold and they stop responding. The second thing is, when we ask practice owners that have tried Facebook advertising in the past about their results or the key metrics, they don't really even know. So they're not tracking their results or the key metrics that are driving a successful Facebook advertising, right? To actually build a campaign that works, you need to know what you're looking for. You need to know the benchmark numbers, and you need to know your KPIs, the key performance indicators. So I'm gonna show you what you need to look out for and how you should structure your ads so they actually are performing. And the other thing is it can be your creative or your offer that's just not strong enough. If you're not getting any leads, you're not using a good offer like a free screening or a free consultation, something like that. Even an evaluation will work. You just need to be able to phrase it correctly. So we'll show you how to get these high quality leads that reach out to you. So first, why even advertise on Facebook? Well, according to Statista.com, there are more than 226 million Facebook users in the US in 2022 alone. So if you're still thinking that you can't target your ideal patients and get them in, these statistics prove you wrong, because more than 70% of adults use Facebook. And if you're looking for the Medicare population, about 50% of seniors actually use Facebook. So there's a lot of opportunity out there if you're not already currently advertising on Facebook. Even the average American spends an average of 58 minutes per day on the app, right? So our strategy is to target a radius of 5 to 10 miles around your clinic, and there's going to be 100,000 plus population in the area, ideally. And your messaging that you're going to craft is going to target 10,000 plus people in pain and start a conversation to schedule them inside your doors. So moving on, here's the three main parts to building a profitable Facebook advertising system. It first starts off with the high converting Facebook ad. So this ad is going to stop your potential patient from scrolling, right? It's going to disrupt their pattern of them going through their social media every day. And it's usually done with very eye-catching images or videos and a headline and the intro text as the example that you can see here. After their interest gets piqued, they click the ad, they read more, and then they click sign up, they enter in their info. What will happen is that lead will still need to be nurtured and scheduled, right? We're going to show you the best proven processes in our system for nurturing that relationship to scheduling them inside your clinic. And then third thing is, no ad last forever, right? No ad is ever evergreen. Usually what happens is you'll set up initial ads, 3 to 5 ad sets, and then they might perform well in the beginning and then they'll start teetering off in the end in performance. So what we compiled our system to do is actually track and measure that data. And we have ways to optimize that for weekly performance, which we're going to share, right? Because with Facebook, you can see a lot of the targetings and a lot of the demographics. It shows you which demographic is actually opting into your Facebook ads, right? You can see the gender, their age range, their income level, and then you can create separate ads that target that specific audience. So your ads the next week or the 2 weeks after can even be better than when you've started in the beginning, just because you have that data. So moving on, what kind of patients can you attract with a process like this? So we've had this sort of system work in obtaining patients for MSK-US, for the EMG nerve testing, just general pain and mobility. So an ad about neck pain or back pain, those general things. It even works for patients dealing with specific injuries, such as, if you want to call out meniscus tears, plantar fasciitis, IT band syndromes, rotator cuff injuries. It'll work for neurological patients like stroke, aquatic therapy consultations, balance and fall screening prevention for seniors, if they want to, get back, if they want to avoid hospitalization and nursing homes, neuropathy patients, so tingling, numbness, and nerve damage, pelvic health patients, and even personal training clients who want to lose weight and get more fit. So let's dive deeper into the anatomy of that Facebook ad, because that's really important in building and separating your ads versus other ads that don't work. So the three main parts of a highly converting Facebook ad is, number one, the intro and text copy, right? This is below your logo, and it's the first text that you see. So your goal with the intro text and copy is to hook that reader, right? Make them stop scrolling and then pique curiosity into reading more. So usually our offer that works really well is MSK-US, because it's such a unique and interesting concept that people haven't seen before. You can see inside your shoulders or wherever it is. We mentioned that on the site and get them interested. The second is the image and video creative, right? What we have here is one of Panetta's team members doing that ultrasound, and yeah, we include exactly how that works, right? Just what they expect when they can come in, and you can see the inside view of it on the bottom right there. Also, the headline is what shows under that creative. So this is one sentence that also, again, you want to hook that reader in. So what we have here is the copywriting for an example of a ultrasound ad that we've done. So our hook, as you can see, our hook here is, first we call out the residents, right? Because Panetta's clinic is in Long Island, we call out Long Island Islanders, and then we get straight to the point, get an instant inside view of the knees to see what's causing pain and stiffness with the top specialists. So we're hooking them with the exact benefit that they'll get, right? Everybody wants to see what's going on, and then you have a tool that can do that. Second thing you want to do is also connect to the patient's pain and desire. So you want to elicit emotions out of these people reading your ads, because that's the best way in getting people to actually make a decision and move forward, right? You can talk about all the logic, but it's the emotion, it's relating to their pain, being empathizing with their pain, showing them what their life looks like after successful treatment. If they want to get back to playing with their kids, something like that, something that they really want, their pain and desires. Make sure you draw on that with that. So what I said here was, even in your situation where nothing has ever worked with before, this is something that's different, right? And then what you want to do is also position yourself as the authority and also build trust in their mind. So I introduced Christina here. What I wrote was my team here at Benefica has been helping thousands of Long Islanders return to normal living from their pain and injury for over 30 plus years. So it shows that she definitely has a lot of experience doing this. Right after that, we go straight into the benefits of the offer. So what they'll get, or why it's better than using X-ray, CT, or MRI, other solutions out there. It also gets to the root cause of the problem, right? Not just a temporary solution. And more about what the patients will expect to get once they see them. So exactly the offer that they'll get. So they'll be able to see an appointment with a top physical therapist to talk about it. They'll listen to you. They'll assess the strength and range of motion, and then they create a plan for you, right? Everything that they'll get. And then we like to include the social proof, things like patient testimonials and reviews. And lastly, the call to action, exactly what happens after everything else. So the next step that you want them to take, which would be to sign up for an appointment. So here's some general tips in converting that high quality patients that I've also mentioned in the example. You want to write things first about exactly how your treatment method is going to benefit them, right? You don't want to talk about all the tools and stuff that you had, but you want to see how you want to show how that can benefit their life, like how that can get them back to moving pain-free again, things like that. You can again elicit emotion by describing what their life would be like after successful treatment. They could travel again, whatever it is. Highlight the value that they're going to get. These patients, they're going to have a lot of different options to choose. They can go to a chiro, they probably go to the doctor, I don't know, pain management specialists, a lot of different options out there, surgery. What is it that makes your services or physical therapy better than those options? So things like messaging that we like to bring up is, it's 100% natural. It's hands-on. You get to the root cause of your pain and problem, so you never have to deal with it again. Things like that. I'll also talk again about what's unique about your practice. So if they've seen physical therapists before, what is it about you guys that separates yourself from them? Also, we like to write in use simple language and use a conversational tone, because most Americans, they don't have a very high reading comprehension. I think it's something like they're at a fifth grade reading level or something. So make sure you dumb it down, layman's terms. You don't want to be getting into all that science. So it has to be conversational, like you're talking to them in real life. And 6, definitely you want to include the social proof, testimonial, reviews, everything that builds that credibility and positions you as the authority, and a clear call to action at the end. So again, what to do next. So here's things that you want to avoid. Some of the ads that we've seen that don't perform well is when they only focus their copy on a free discounted coupon or voucher, right? If you do that, these guys, when they sign up, that's the only thing that they're gonna be focused on, right? Because that's what you presented. It's just, this is a free thing that they want, and then once they find out that they have to pay for it, they're never gonna talk to you again. So we definitely don't want to be doing that. We like to again focus on the benefits that they'll get, bringing up the offer without explaining its value. So I guess talking too much about yourself and not really explaining how that'll help the patient, because everyone is the hero of their own lives. They only really want to know what they're going to get. Also, talking about yourself too much, and again, not showing their benefits. Simply copying another ad that you've seen. So we don't recommend doing this first. You can get banned by Facebook for copywriting, for just copying another ad, and also it doesn't clearly represent your offer, your brand. It doesn't leverage your personality at all. So again, you want to write with flow and personality. You don't want to make it seem like they're reading a textbook, right? Nobody wants to deal with people. They want to make sure that you're a real person and that you care and that you're the expert, and not including any testimonials. So here's the difference between high quality leads and low quality leads. When you talk about their goals again, they're educated about their physical therapy treatment. They know what separates you from the other solutions out there. You're going to have a very high response rate when you do this versus the low quality leads who are looking for a quick fix. They know nothing about your practice. They don't really care except about the cost if you present it like a free offer. And these guys are generally going to ghost you more just because you haven't really emphasized with their pain, and they still don't really trust you. So next thing we're going to talk about is the image and the video creative itself. So these are examples of some of the images that have worked well for us. If you can do video, we recommend doing video just because it performs a lot better. If one picture is worth like 1,000 words, a video is going to worth 100,000 words or 1,000,000 words, right? But if you're looking for a quick option to put on your ad and put it together, this is going to work as well. So the first one you're going to see here is a stock photo offer, right? There's something that's really easy to get. Just go to shutterstock.com and just grab a stock photo. And the surprising thing is it works really well because people really like to see anatomy, or it's something that stands out with the colors and whatever it's focused on. So we'll use an image like this for a free shoulder screening offer, and something that will do well. The second one is something that a graphic designer can come up with. Basically, we'll put up in captions. So the caption that we put in here is the benefits of that offer. Return stronger than ever from back injuries. We also, see the vertebrae, just more things that pop out and catch your eye. Because that's the number one thing that you want to do if you're creative. Just catch their eye, make them stop scrolling to read your ad some more. Yeah, but it should definitely be related to what you're writing about, right? You don't want to just put any random thing to stop their to catch their eye, right? It should be related to your offer. And third thing is real authentic photos, and we've seen things like this work really well with Facebook, just because Facebook itself is a platform for their friends and real life photos to be shared. So something like this, they're definitely going to stop and look at it because it looks very native to that to their environment, right? They think it's like one of their friends or something. So real life photos like this, it's a therapist working on somebody's shoulder. That works really well because it captures exactly what they're going to get when they come in, and people usually really like those sort of offers. Getting someone to actually work on their arms, their legs, whatever problem or pain that they have. So here are some of the proven formula examples to work. This is the third most important thing. So here's some that we've grabbed that are easy templates that you can just copy. First one, how to achieve a desired outcome without undesirable action. So an example like that is how to restore shoulder mobility without surgery or injections. And those are the other two. We recommend just going on Google and searching this in. You can look at the best direct response copywriting, a list of those templates that you can use as well, right? You don't have to do it this way, but these are ones that are proven to work and proven to elicit that emotion and get them to read more. So now we're going to talk about what happens after they give us the information after that ad. So our sequence that we have that works really well is we send them an automated text campaign and a automated email campaign after they opt in. So once they fill out the form, they're going to get a text immediately, and it says something like, "Hey, first name, thanks for giving us your information. Would you like to talk more about your pain, or can you tell me more about your pain, or when would be a good time to talk about your pain?" Right? So you want them to start getting that conversation up, right? And the reason we do a automated text campaign is because usually the member in your clinic is going to be very busy, and if they can't get to that lead immediately, we have automated text to build that relationship. So it's not ideal for them to get texted, but it is going to improve your conversion rates and get a response from them, right? So they're going to respond with something like, oh, they'll be free to talk at like 8 a.m. on Monday or something like that, or they'll go straight into talking about your pain, and then this is when you can either call them or text them back, right? Whatever they prefer. We recommend calling them just because that them hearing your voice and them being able to communicate with you on the phone is a lot stronger on a text. But some people, they in this digital age, they rather text, and that's okay too. So not only that, will they get a text campaign, they're also going to get an email campaign. So what's going to happen is, again, we thank them for opting in. Then we talk about more about your practice. We dive in more in the copywriting. We show them other patients that have success in from your clinic, and yeah, we have emails, one for every day, so you can switch those up, hit them from different angles. And what you're going to see is we get over an 80% response rate using these two methods from doing that. So these guys are going to want to reach out to you, right? Instead of your team having to chase them down, then them ghosting you. So something that we use is a CRM software to manage these leads. So everyone that's coming in, you can start moving them to different pipelines. So they're all going to start from the new lead pipeline. And then the CRM is also, you're also going to be able to get the two-way texting, things like that, seeing all the contact that's being made from you and your team to them. It'll record all the calls, and then you can also, track all of the conversion rates, the missed calls, things like that. So it's very useful. It's what we use to manage those leads and opportunities that are coming in. They'll have all of the email campaigns and text campaigns there as well. So now let's talk about the weekly optimization, right? These are just some examples of different variations of offers that we'll use. So the first one is a low back pain offer. Second one is a shoulder one. And you can see that that's a stock image as well. And this is something that these are all ads that have performed really well for us in the past. Getting cost per leads of about $10 to $15 for our clients. There one's a sciatica one, and then fourth is a sports injury one. So the best thing you can do to get the best results with Facebook is test a bunch of different things, right? Test the three main different parts: test the image, the video, test the intro text, test different copy, test the headline, and test the offer, and just pause the ones that don't work. And if you test a whole bunch of different things following these principles, you're definitely going to find one that works. And once you find one that works, just build on top of that, right? You can narrow in on, you can go back and see why it works, the messaging, and you can double down on it, create more ads on it. We talked about how to set this all up, but how do you know if these ads are actually successful? So you want to look at the key performance indicators, the KPI. So these are the exact metrics that you want to look at. The first formula that we look at is the cost per lead. So this is how much you're spending to obtain a lead opt-in. So you want to be aiming for a benchmark range of $5 to $20, right? So every $5 to $20 that you're spending, you're getting someone's name, address, name, phone number, and email address, right? And the second most important thing is how is the cost per acquisition, right? How much you're spending and to acquire this patient. So from taking them from the Facebook ad to the treatment plan, how much is that costing you? You can measure something like that outside the Facebook dashboard. But with the Facebook dashboard, you can see other things like the cost per click, the cost per impression, the click-through rate, the conversion rate, things like that. All of these build up to a successful campaign, right? So these are some of the things that we look out for, but it's mainly the cost per lead. So here's the benchmark of this high performing patient acquisition system. Basically, if you spend $1,500 in Facebook ad budget and your cost per lead is $15, you're going to get 100 patient opportunities, right? These are all 100 people that in your community that saw your ad and then filled out the form, given their name, email address, and phone number for more information or for you to contact them, right? So what we see is that you should be able to start a conversation and schedule at least 50% of these guys. And then from those 50%, 75% are going to show up. And then from the 75% of those that show up, you're going to be able to convert 80% of these patients to a treatment plan. So this is just an average of what we like to aim for. Obviously, some are going to be higher and lower, but in the end, the average, if you spend $1,500, you're going to see about 30,000 plus in patient revenue, assuming the lifetime value of each of these treatment plans is $1,000. So now you can see exactly how much you're spending to acquire each patient, right? If you're spending $1,500 and then you track that, you measure that, and that's going to give you 30 new patients. Basically, if you double that, ad spend, you're also going to double those conversion rates, right? So you can see how you can generate 90 new patients doing so. So this is something that's very consistent, measurable, and you can scale with it. So bringing in patients on demand. So this is why we recommend having a system like this in place instead of relying on physician referrals. You don't know when your next patients come in, but if you're able to control it, this flow of patients is going to change your practice. So here are some of the results that we've seen. We've done this for Dimi and Kostas's clinic in Astoria, hands-on physical therapy. Sorry. And from the first $2,500 in advertising spend, we were able to track 76 new plan of care patients, right? So those are all the people that just ended up in the end, but you're going to see a lot of more people that they can follow up on, right? There's going to be like 50 to 100 more people that, that are in the new lead category that aren't ready to be, scheduled or pushed through, or they need more nurturing calls. But yeah, these are the results. It's all tracked in our CRM, and they were spending about $33 for each patient that brought in $1,200 in revenue. The second case study we have here is with Joe Martin with Function Better Physical Therapy in New York. So from a $2,400 ad spend in 1 month, he was able to schedule 90 patients out of 182 leads, right? His cost per lead was about $12, which is pretty good. And the third case is a HODS member, Christina Panetta. She's actually generated over 3,600 leads with the system, and the cost per lead was around $15. Just from this system alone, she was able to take her, during pandemic, when she was at 30% capacity, she was able to use the system, take it back to 60%. And now she's booking about 20 evals a week from the system. And she told us she was having record-breaking months from 30 plus years of running her practice. So yeah, it's very powerful stuff. I hope I was able to convince you guys into at least trying this. My goal was at the end of this presentation was to get you to at least put a small budget in, right? So even if it doesn't work out, it's very low risk versus developing a system that's going to bring in a lot more patients, and there's going to be a lot of reward at that end. So if you want to learn more about this patient acquisition that we have here, I wrote an ebook. You can just go to directaccessmarketers.com/ebook. And basically our goal for you is to help you build a proven system that you can scale your practice with profitably and predictably, diversify your new patient sources so you don't have to rely on, physician referrals, things like that. And then you also never have to waste money or time on a bad marketing strategy ever again. So just we want you to get your your digital marketing done right, and that's our goal for our company. directaccessmarketers.com/ebook. Again, if you want to take a look at that, it's absolutely free. So yeah, thank you for your time. I hope you found this really helpful.